Hey guys, happy Tuesday. How you doing? It's 6:20 even in the evening. It's a little later than usual that I do this. It's been a busy couple of days, so sorry I didn't get to do a video blog yesterday, but there it is. Water. Mm-hmm. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing well. Hope your weekend was good. Um, I'm making some really good progress on the secret characters for New Mud Super Challenge. I've knocked out quite a few over the last few days, so that's good. Making some good progress there. Matthew actually making some really good progress on finishing up boss stuff for the game. So yeah, it's looking good. We're getting close to the end, which is very exciting. So that's really good. Um, we also got a contract for the other thing that I mentioned before, which is a fun project, which I'll talk more about in the future. But that's with a publisher. It's smaller in scale, and yeah, so I'll have more news on that soon. But that's going well, so that's good. That's really good. Um, yeah, that's about it. I think right now, work-wise. Probably some other stuff that got. Well, I'm also getting the assets together for Dominion Europe, so I sent that all of that text off to be translated into all the different languages, and I'm getting all of the images and stuff together. So anyway, should have that finished hopefully soon. How is that doing actually? Let me see if I can check on it real quick. I think it's probably still with Nintendo Japan. Um, they'll probably have it for at least a week or so. Um, but hopefully, touch wood, that gets approved. Then we'll get the assets ready for the eShop, to the eShop team, but then it'll be out. So where are we with January 19th? So if it gets approved, then yeah, I guess, yeah, so still with NCL. It got there on the 14th, so they've had it for 5 days today. Um, yeah. Anyway, so I think it looks like it's looking good for a February release anyway. I don't see any reason why it shouldn't, unless it just explodes with some massive bug for some reason, but touch wood it won't do that. Alright, I'm going to dive into some questions real quick, and we'll see what's going on. So Caleb Cromwell, hey Caleb, how's it going? Asks hello again. Actually, he says hello again, that's not a question. And then he asks, how do you usually go about making a game? Like an estimated time and budget? Just curious. Also, what makes you think that a game may be successful enough to develop? Like, have you had to scrap ideas because you wouldn't think people would play them, play the game? How do we go about making a game? So yeah, so time and budget is definitely important. um, even when you're working with a publisher, for sure, because it's their money. But even when it's just us and it's our own money, then that's still important because we have to be careful on what we do. We can be a bit more flexible when it's us, because we don't have to worry about what someone else is, who's paying the bills, is worried about. But yeah, we look at the time and the budget, and it kind of starts off. It's kind of dull, but it's important. We'll kind of figure out what the game is roughly, and then we'll break it down. And in the past, man, Greg and I and Wine Bob and Matthew have sat down and really created a pretty detailed, exhaustive kind of schedule in the past, where every single item that we think will be needed for the game is written down with a time estimate on it, and then we'll try and put them in some kind of order that makes sense, and then kind of coordinate that from art to programming, or design to art programming, or whatever. It's and then audio, of course. It can get quite messy, but yeah, the more time you spend there, the more accurate it will be. But you also kind of need to bake in some time for stuff that doesn't work, or new ideas come up, or whatever. So it's never as clear cut as you might think at the beginning. But it's still good to do that though, to have a good idea of where you're roughly at, and if you can build in, time for unforeseen things to happen, then even better. So, as far as Uh, what makes us think a game may be successful enough to develop? Yeah, I mean, sometimes like Mew Muds was just made for fun. Honestly, that really wasn't made because we thought it could make money. I didn't, it's not a weird game. It's not a game that I think wouldn't make money. But it was specifically designed just for fun, just to make it because we wanted to. So that was cool. That's always nice. Um, but then games like the original Dementium and stuff like that, that was definitely designed specifically for the market in mind to kind of hopefully generate some kind of interest. That was a risky one because who knows if the mature audience really existed, really, or a decent size of them existed on the DS at the time. But we had a feeling it did, um, and it did. Uh, so yeah, some are kind of based on what the market looks like. It could need, or or what it seems that it likes. It's not a simple formula or anything like that, and it's also kind of risky and always changing and different. So you never really know. And yeah, we've definitely scrapped lots of ideas that we've worked on, um, or just come up with for various different reasons. Yes, lots. And then sometimes we'll come back and revisit them or salvage stuff from them. So always try and go back to ideas to see if they're worth revisiting for some reason. Um, Rui the Don asks, did I see who the last one was? Yeah, it's Caleb, that's right. Um, if Divinity Remastered will be available in February for Europe, hope so. We'll have to see how that goes. Maybe Dimension 2 in March for US, and then a few months later in Europe. Dimension 2 Remastered, I think we'll be much closer at submitting the game to NOA and NOE at the same time, which is nice because of the IARC, the IARC age rating system. So that's good. So there'll be a much smaller gap. Will it be out in March? I don't know. It might be closer to April. I mean, fingers crossed it does make March, but still a lot of work to be done in that game. Still not clear how close we are to having that done until we actually get it functioning and have some stuff going on. So it might be better to say I'm hoping it's first quarter, but I wouldn't be surprised if it slides into the second quarter of this year. So Dimension 2 Remastered, yeah, it might be more like an April, May kind of game. And hopefully a similar time in Europe and the US, which would be awesome. John's Eagle Eye on Gaming Carter says, any plans for Steam releases of Treasure Noughts and Mutant Mud Super Challenge? Possibly, yes, on both counts, is all I can say on that right now. And Kevin Phillips, hey Jules, great vlog, congrats on making it to 10, thanks Kevin, appreciate it. Do you have any characters or concepts for a game that you would love to do but just haven't gotten the chance to create? Yes, lots. Hopefully I'll have a chance to create them. But yeah, I mean, lots of projects that are way bigger than we can afford to do, whether financially or time-wise right now. I mean, like I mentioned before, like Son of the Dragon, that's still a fun idea. Cold County, Dimension 3 are ones that are already out there that people know about, but some other ones that I haven't talked about. So anyway, yeah, lots of stuff. Philip Elder, hey Philip, how's it going? The ghost levels on Muds are really cool to me for introducing the idea of going through a level non-violently. Will we encounter the spooky water sprites again in Super Challenge? Yes, there are ghost levels in Mutant Mud Super Challenge. Each world has 4 regular levels and a boss level, and every third level of a world is a ghost themed level, and the third boss of the game is a ghost themed boss. Yeah, I really like the ghost stuff. So yeah, we kind of introduced it in a slightly different way than in Muds, and I think it worked out pretty good. I like it. The next one's not let me view much of it, but See if I can get this. Seth Hyatt RCM, hey, how's it going? Do you think it would be possible to implement a power-up in the future Mutant Mods game that's like a reverse vertical boost? I guess smashing through things, I guess, basically, maybe? Yeah, maybe. We'll have to see. I think we'll explore lots of different ideas for a future Muds thing, if we do such a thing, and want to introduce new power-ups. Yeah, I think we'll think of lots of different things. Stirhull, hey Stir, let me know if I'm pronouncing that wrong. S-T-E-R, Stir. I think it's Stir. Would we consider making a Zero Drifter 2? And if so, would it be longer and have a little bit more content than the first one? We would definitely consider making Zero Drifter 2. What it would be, I have no idea, because I haven't really thought about it. Whether it would be longer and have more in it or not, I don't know, honestly. I'm quite fond of how small the first one is. It's not trying to be Metroid. Well, it's not trying to compete. Well, it's definitely trying to be Metroid, I guess. But it's not trying to compete one-to-one with Super Metroid, for example. Or any of the Metroids, really. It's much smaller, more digestible kind of experience. And I kind of like that. It's kind of nice, you know? But so whether it would be another adventure with different power-ups in a different place with just more variety but a similar scope, or whether it would be, a bigger thing, I don't know. I'm not sure. I haven't really thought about it yet, but I'd like to do it for sure. I'd love to dive back into the Zero Drifter universe again. I think it'd be fun. I think it would be good. Espresso, I think this might be my last question. Yes, Espresso. Hey Espresso, how you doing? Has asked, has Treasure changed that much from the original trailers? Uh, no, as far as those trailers still being representative of an aspect of what the final game will be, I think they're still pretty true. We've added new stuff and things have changed here and there, but that artwork and the basic gameplay style and stuff that they represent is still pretty good. Still pretty close to what the final game is going to be. So yeah, because that doesn't show everything in those trailers. They just show little snippets of gameplay here and there, and from that, yeah, it's still pretty accurate, I think. So yeah. All right, cool. Well, I'm gonna get back to it. I hope you're doing well. Happy Tuesday, and I will see you later. Cool. Take care. Bye.